It's June 2020, and we're still talking about racism in America. I think we really should be throwing in the towel for this, really. We shouldn't be talking about racism in 2020. It's been 400 years plus and some change, and we're still dealing with racism. It isn't enough that Black African Americans were deprived of the opportunity from our ancestors, that it drags into 2020 and we still are being deprived on so many levels. We got African American men who are in the correctional system who've been exonerated after 30 years of serving time, 25 years. Where's the justice in that? There is no justice, other than the fact that, oh, here's a check for us being sorry for accidentally or maybe purposely incarcerating you because we just need to pick somebody to throw in prison and while the perpetrator gets away. And that still goes on. Every year I read about exonerations of men being found guilty in our correctional system, and that's a problem. Every month, just about, we read about a cop exercising excessive use of force on African American individuals, more so than any other minority race. I've been a victim of it. We've all have, in many different ways, in many different facets of life, throughout life, and we continue to be. There definitely needs to be change that takes place here in America. Change on so many levels. Number one, there should be reparations for the time and the years and the suffering of our ancestors and continuing on till this day. We need to be reimbursed for the pain and suffering, the abuse, the incarceration, the beatings, the rapings of women, the killings that are unjustified. And that's in today's world, 2020. We're not even talking about 400 years ago, we're talking about today. Racism continues to be a problem, and it's definitely a disease of the minds that carries back from generations to generations of your ancestors who had hatred in their hearts, and then they turn around and teach it to you as a child, and then you get the hatred, and then it goes on and on. That cycle needs to be broken on so many levels. And so this march that we've been doing is for equality in America on all levels. To talk about the levels, it would probably take me weeks, because that is where injustice is, from the housing discrimination to the correctional system discrimination to the crimes that are committed being discriminated on. Black African Americans given more time, jail time versus other races, being treated differently when you walk into a store, from credit reports to credit ratings to tier 1s and tier 2s. If you don't have a certain credit score, they're putting you in this category. Or maybe even to housing when it comes to getting home loans. A lot of African Americans have been disproportionately disenfranchised on that opportunity based on race, being placed in certain neighborhoods, not able to live in other neighborhoods, from going to the bank to trying to open up bank accounts. I mean, the list goes on when it comes to inequality in America among different races. This is America. We have the right to be here, just like anyone else. We're all Americans, okay? There shouldn't be an issue with color, whether it's green, purple, blue, whatever color you are. You have the right to be here. You have the right to live freely without injustice. But yet here we are again at the round table, fighting for equality. Even when it comes to the education system, there's inequality. We have schools that have everything you need, and you have schools in the impoverished areas that don't have anything. The education system is broken. Not everyone's getting equal opportunity when it comes to education. So that's a problem. So we got many, many problems that needs to be solved. And it starts with our government. It starts with our government ensuring equal opportunity across the board. And as a matter of fact, they need to even make it a law, a crime, should I say, for you to pick up the phone and call 911 maliciously and make up a lie on someone else. It needs to be a crime. That needs to be implemented into law, that you'll have to serve time for doing that. It should be a hate crime, because you have somebody picking up the phone that can possibly put someone else's life in danger, all because they feel like they're emboldened and empowered to do so and feeling superior. We all draw the same blood. Have you forgotten? Yes, we all draw the same blood. We're just different shades. We have equal rights, just like anyone else. We shouldn't have to be marching in 2020. We just should not have to be marching. We really shouldn't. What we should be able to do is walk into corporate jobs and work. We should be able to go to schools and all systems, no matter where you live, they have everything that every other school has, instead of being segregated by costs and budgets and preferences. If this land is so great, it should be great abroad, among all cities and among all races and among all neighborhoods, if we're great. So we have a lot of work to do. We really do. A lot of reform, a lot of change for the positive of mankind. And it starts with our government, and it starts with us as people. And then we have a lot of things added to the plate on top of the racial inequality in America. Now we're dealing with the COVID, where most African Americans are dying more so than other races, according to the statistics. But why is that? I wonder. Healthcare. Most African Americans don't have jobs, so therefore there's no healthcare. So what do? You just give them the basic universal of sustaining life, and that's it. And out the door you go. Healthcare should be a priority for everyone. Everyone should have the right to be able to live when it comes to our healthcare. It shouldn't be limited based on the amount of insurance you have, but of course it is, because everything's circled around money and greed. So yeah, the list goes on, and it's climbing. And we're tired of climbing the ladder. There needs to be a rainbow at the other end of that ladder. And that rainbow should be justice for all. After all, we're all Americans. This is Dr. Taylor. Like, share, comment. What changes would you like to see in America as we march in 2020?